Hello, welcome in everybody. Welcome. So I'm in the Enchantment Under the Sea event today. And it is hosted by Miss MJ from Gma's Workshop. The group is Crafters Gone Wild. So make sure that you are following the group. The link is in the bio. In the description of this video. You know what I meant. Y'all know what I meant. I'm all messed up. So up after me, at 6 is going to be Miss Pauline. So make sure that you are sticking around for the group and for everybody else. So stay tuned. Hi there, Miss MJ. Hello, sis. Thank you so much for having me in this event. I appreciate it. It is Enchantment Under the Sea, and I hope that I can show you guys something awesome. Hey, Miss Ruthie. Make sure to tell Miss Emmy happy birthday for her birthday today, and I hope that she's having a blast. So thank you again so much for having me, and up after me will be Butterflies and Dreams Creations. So I am let me see. Let me see if I find myself. If you guys find me, please, well, obviously you're here. Please make sure that you share me out. I appreciate it. It helps me get to all the places and all the things. So thank you for that. And we're gonna go. So I am doing a decor craft piece today. Still using paper. If you guys know me, you know I love to work with paper. So that is what I'm doing. And I'm working with an image that is out of a beautiful book that I was very blessed to find at a Goodwill. But I do know you can find it on the Big A as well. You can find it on Amazon. And I can put the link up later if you guys want it. But I'm going to be doing this mermaid here, because when I think of Enchantment Under the Sea, I'm thinking of, you know, mermaids, sirens, krakens, a Loch Ness Sea monster, that kind of stuff. So, and she fits like my persona so good. She's like a dark mermaid at the bottom of the ocean. She is with all of the creatures that produce their own light source, because they live so far deep in the ocean. And so she has like these little pearls or something that light up. So we're gonna make sure to bling her up and all the things. And she's in blue. I love blue. So thank you for the sprinkles, Miss Sharon. Now if you can see, this is a surface. This is from Dollar Tree. I got this from Dollar Tree. It's one of their larger ovals. It's a $3 piece. And I'm going to be using this. And as you can see, obviously it doesn't fit fully. So we are going to paint it and try to blend it in some. So I'm just going to paint the top and the bottom a little bit. And I'm going to use this Ultra Blue Deep. Hopefully it's dark enough. If not, we'll figure it out. So I hope you guys have been enjoying the event. If you have missed any of our awesome presenters, please go back and watch them. You can find them all, have been shared into the group, and you can find the link to the group in the description of the video, okay? So this is just acrylic paint, nothing fancy or anything like that, and it's definitely way too light still. So I'm going to go ahead and put some black, and we're just going to mix it right on the board. And obviously the black has taken over because, I mean, it's black, right? It is a beautiful blue, I agree, but it's not gonna help with the actual image. So we will definitely have to try to make it work. So I hope everybody has been having a good Friday, y'all. It's the start of the week. Hopefully we are all having a good day. I have been dragging today, my friends. It has been really hard. I know a lot of it is because I took my meds last night. Because I was really starting to feel the pain and stuff, and I try not to take the night meds because I know that the following day I'll be dragging. So my husband's been asking me all day if I'm okay, because I've just been kind of like mopey and just not my typical self, and it's just because of that. So I don't like taking certain meds. So I do have some lives I have to catch up. And I didn't get to see your finished project, Miss MJ, so I'll have to go back and watch that. So up after me we have Butterfly. Oh my god, and I already forgot Butterflies, and I know it's Miss Pauline, but and then after her we have Miss Ruthie. So we still have 2 creators for you guys to watch, okay? Hubby is doing well, Miss Shannon. You know, it's like most things. He, you know, good days, bad days. Today seems to be a okay day. He is definitely still trying to get used to everything, and he just, I don't know, I know it's hard for him, you know. He's never really had to be on, you've been exhausted all week. He's really, well, I stay exhausted, but like, this is not my normal tired, you know. So like, I stay tired, but it's not my normal tired, and so I know it's because of the meds. Because that's just the way it goes. I did bring some seashells out and stuff. I don't know if I'll add them. We'll see, maybe. Maybe we'll add them. We'll see how the project progresses. If we decide to add them or not. Judy. Hello, hello, welcome in. Again, thank you all so much for popping in. I really do appreciate it. Miss Lori, hey friend. How are you? How are you guys? I hope everybody's been doing well, really. Alright, let's try to get this dried, and then we'll see how much more we need to work this. We'll see how much more we got to work this. Thank you for releasing the butterflies. I appreciate it so very much. So, Enchantment Under the Sea. I thought about doing something with Ariel, you know. But I haven't done, and I was like, oh, I could totally do a little golden book, but I haven't done much decor pieces, so I was like, let's do that. Let's do a decor piece. I haven't done one in a while. And why not? And I still haven't brought wipes in to wipe my table down when I mess it up. Oh well. Oh well. It'll be alright. Okay, so this is the image that we're going to be using. And we'll definitely have to try to bring some of the paint in, because now it's a little too dark. But it'll be alright. So I'm going to put, you can put Mod Podge, you could put glue down, whatever it is that you like to adhere your items with, you know, for your decoupaging. I use a glue mixture of just regular school glue and some distilled water. That is what I use. And the biggest reason why I have the distilled water is to loosen it up just a little bit, so that if I'm working with napkins, you know, I don't tear the napkins, because napkins are very finicky. Little finicky little creatures. So but you don't really have to worry about that with like this paper, or if you're using cardstock. Scrapbook paper, yeah, that could be a bit of an issue, just because scrapbook paper is a little on the lighter side, but you definitely don't have to worry about. And I am going to do the iron-on method just so that I have a little bit more time to play with the placement, because I do kind of want to center it if I can. I don't know, I may not iron it. We'll see. We shall see. We shall see what I decide to do. Really? So again, you can use whatever glue you like. I'm just using regular Elmer school glue. It's cheap. You can buy it by the gallon, and it'll last you like forever. looks pretty good, I think. Okay. And then I use these these horse hair brushes that I got from Harbor Freight. They're made for glue, so they're really durable. You look at it as glamorous blue. It is definitely a very pretty blue, that is for sure. That is for sure. Okay. Alright. Obviously now we need this to dry. So I think I might just do a little bit of the heat just to help it along. I love all of these dark looking little creatures from down in the abyss. I mean, technically that is where you find them, is in the abyss. Okay. So I'm gonna grab a little piece of parchment along with my iron, and we'll just give her a quick little iron, just, you know, for extra measure. And then we're gonna sand off the what is it called? The edges. Y'all, words are hard today. So I know we all get a little bit of live brain, but goodness gracious, like, today is definitely a day. Alright, I think she looks really good. I really do. Do you guys like using pages out of books to craft with? I love finding books that have, images in them to create with. And not just for journaling, but for things like this too, you know? I think it's awesome. Ooh, that's hot. Making sure she's nice and smooth. Yeah, because she is the main focal point, so she's gotta be on there good. Alright, now I'm gonna use my little gator sander here, and I'm going to sand off the edges so we can take the parts that are hanging off, we can take those off. So I think she is kind of like my, I want to call her my goth mermaid, because that's kind of what she makes me think of. Like if mermaids were gothic, that's what she'd look like. And really, truly, she was like the only one like this. Most of them were like your typical type. She was like the only kind of like dark one that was in that book. But there's some beautiful images in there. So, like I said, I'll share the link after I get off on my page if you guys want to go check it out. You know, it's kind of funny because I had bought it. I had bought this book from Amazon, right? But it's so pretty I hadn't used it because I really like it. It talks also about like the history of mermaids, you know, and like how they've appeared through history and different civilizations and different cultures and how they've viewed them, and you know, things like that. So I really liked it, and I really hadn't wanted to cut into it just yet. So when I found this one at my local Goodwill, I was like, you know, like, win, because now I don't have to cut the other one open. I can cut the one I found at Goodwill. And it was in great shape. It was in really good shape. You'd be surprised what people donate. You'd really, really be surprised what people, you know, end up donating. Alright, so let's come back with some of that blue paint and try to soften this edge here. And I'm going to soften it by coming in with the blue and just patting along the edge here. And then painting again. And then I'm going to do the rest of the edges just so that it all ties in. You know? Just so that it all ends up tying in. Miss MJ, you did a beautiful flyer for today. I love the colors on it. That purple, teal. Really, Stormy? That purple teal tones is actually the colors that I plan to use to make when we do a Caribbean cruise, crafting cruise, and we do a mermaid theme. Those are the colors we had already picked out for that, so I thought that was so cool. Yeah, I know that Goodwill's gotten expensive, and that's why you kind of have to like measure what you get from them. You know, it's still a good place to go and find like little golden books, or other children's books to craft with. Still a good place for stuff like that. Our games are still, yeah, like it's so funny because there's some games that the board games that they will price at $2 or $2.09, whatever the heck it is, and then there's others that they price at 4 something. So I always, if I am picking up a board game, I look for the $2 ones. And that's because I like to use the board game pieces to craft with, but I also like the boards, the game boards themselves, to make journals with. But yeah, I'll you know, I'll look at the prices, and obviously if it's one of the $4 ones, I won't get it unless it's, you know, one of the half price tickets or something, or it's got to be like very, very unique or something. I don't know, but yeah, their prices have gotten definitely on the crazy side, that's for sure, which I don't understand. But if you guys have like a Salvation Army or other local thrift stores, check them out too, because you never know what you might find. We don't have much luck with like curb appeal ones, so you don't find good stuff on the curb here. You'd have to probably drive into Atlanta, into one of them foofy neighborhoods, and yeah, I'm not driving up to Atlanta just for that. That's not happening. You always want to do a cruise, but hubby said no. I worried you would get seasick. You know, a lot of people worry that they get seasick. And honestly, unless you really get into like bad weather and the ship really rocks, nah. You know, there's things like, believe me or not, the little wristbands that they sell really, really work. Because my oldest son and my daughter, they get car sick very easily. So when we would go on cruises with them, I always had them wear those, and they did great. They actually stopped wearing them because they wouldn't get sick. Last time they didn't wear one and they didn't have any issues. And then there's things like, if you think that it's gonna cause you that, then you know, don't get a room that's high up. Get one that's more more level to the water and more to the center. You know, which is one of the reasons why I think I always go with interior, just less of a headache. and things. So there's things you can do. So you got your craft table. See, I can't find that kind of stuff around here. Literally, if it ends up outside, it's because it is in pieces. Like, I'm guessing it's just because we're like really out in the country out this way, and people don't let go of stuff until it's like really falling apart, which I am grateful for that, because that means that less stuff actually ends up in the landfill. And honestly, here you actually have to drive your stuff to the landfill, so people think twice before they dump anything large. So I think that's a good thing. Yeah. Your nephew is in the Navy and he got violently ill the first time out on sea. Oh no. Did he even try Dramamine? And that didn't help him? That has gotta be bad. Especially considering what he's in. You know, I remember telling Easy when he signed up for the Navy, I was like, well, at least if you end up on a boat, you ain't gonna get seasick. You know that because you've been on a few cruises, so you know better. And then he was like, I am not going on a ship. He did not want to do that. That was not part of his plan. So, he wanted to be on the field. And so he opted to not be a doctor on a ship. Uh-oh, I got paint on my iron. I'm gonna have to clean my iron. Oops, that's not good. I'm gonna have to clean my iron after this. Well, if you would like to join me, you can always message me. I have one in June going out of Seattle to Alaska, and then I'm working right now on getting details on one out of New Orleans. So he had never been on open sea. Oh man, yeah, see that, I think they should, like, you know, when I was getting ready to go to medical school, everybody who wanted to do that, before you could even finish your registration paperwork, they made you walk through the morgue of the school. Why? Because they were like, if you can't handle walking through it, let alone hours working in it, and this is not the field for you, find something else to do. I think they should do something like that for anybody who's going to be like Navy or whatever, and be like, okay, you know, you need to go to this port and do something like that, or have some kind of like simulation or something. Because, yeah, that's got to be bad. That is your job. You're locked into a contract and you get sick? No. It doesn't benefit them, so I don't know why they don't do something like that, you know? I got some glue on here. Okay. So I like how the blue does kind of help it a little bit. I do have these seashells, which I also found at the Goodwill. It was it's a decorative filler. So I don't know what, but, and I don't know where it's from, but cool. I was like, yes. So it's got all kinds of stuff in here, which I thought was really, really neat. And I think this starfish is too big for this project. Yeah, that's way too big. That would cover up. So these are not real. I'll say that right now. And of course, you know, these are not. These feel plastic, hence why I guess they're called a filler. But we could definitely add a few over here at the bottom. I think that would look cute. Alright, I think some seashells at the bottom might look cute. Something like that. And then what I do want to work on first is I want to get her pearly stuff done. Now, I need to find one of these that would work. So these are the little things for the diamond dots. And I don't know if I want to do white. See, these ones here are like a cream color, but they have like iridescent on them, so I'm not sure. I'm gonna pull those ones out just to check it. Because I don't have many. And then I have straight up white, like what she has on, like what the image shows. I don't think I have any like gems. So let's pull some of these out and see how they look. But yeah, I really think that that should be like part of the requirements, you know, because at least that way the Navy would know not to offer you a job or not to allow you to pick a job where you're gonna be sick, because at that point you're no good to anybody, you know, if you're having to stay in sick bay. At least that is my opinion, because it doesn't make, you know, any sense at that point. Okay, so let's see. So those are the cream iridescent tone. Let me put some of the white ones on, and then you guys can tell me which ones y'all think would look better. So I'm gonna put these are straight white. No shimmer or glimmer or anything to them. They're just white. So I think they kind of look a little bit more like whatever she's got going on. Put some of these up here, and then I'll let you guys look at them a little bit closer and tell me which ones do you think. Alright, so let me bring you guys a little bit closer. Hopefully you guys can see better. And I'll bring this up and hopefully out of the light. Okay, so these ones have the shimmer to them, right? They have that little iridescent piece to them. And then you have these ones are just straight white. So what do you guys think? Which ones look better? And you know, the other thing about it too is that those vessels that the Navy uses, you know, they're trying to move fast and stuff, and yeah. Plus, I have noticed some people just don't look out to the water when you're out on the ships. So which one do you guys think looks best? Should we go with the ones that sparkle a little bit, or just those straight white ones? I'm kind of torn because they both look good. Anybody got any ideas? Because like I said, they're both good, so I don't know, I'm kind of torn onto which ones I want to use. I think I might go with the straight white. And I'm going to use I don't think that is going to work too well. So I'm going to use just my regular tacky glue. And actually, how about we start up here in the top of her fin and work our way down. Who here works with diamond dots? I'm not really a big person. I don't really do the diamond dots themselves. Yes, Miss Lori, you do. What do you normally use for your glue? Because that would be something that I might need to get. Because I remember you did the, you had sent me some diamond painting stuff one time. So I'm just curious, what is like the best adhesive for that? Because there's gotta be, I'm guessing, some kind of specific adhesive. Right now I'm just using my tacky glue because I know it's gonna dry clear. So that'll work for me. But I am kind of curious. Do you have to use something like the B7000? Yesterday when I was at my brother and sister-in-law, she does the diamond art painting, and she had this really big one on kind of like this canvas thing that was holding it. I was like, oh my god, that is a lot. Like, it was big. She says it's very relaxing to do them. I think she does them after work and stuff. You use clear Elmer's, Mod Podge, E7000 if you're putting it on something besides the canvas. Ah. Yeah, because don't the canvases have like some glue on them already? Because I remember using some that you sent me that I used on, I glued them onto a tag. I remember that. But I don't even remember what I used to glue them on. It's been that long. This is actually gonna look really cute when it's done. Yeah, this is gonna look really cute with all of its little bling on it. So this is pretty much what I'm gonna be doing, is just putting all of these little dots on. But like I said, I do want to I am gonna add the shells here at the bottom, because I think that's gonna look really good. It's just right now I didn't want them right there, but I am definitely going to add them. These white ones almost make it look like they're pearls. So she's definitely very glam. She definitely appears to be very glamorous. So thank you guys again for being here. I hope you liked the idea, and I will share the link to the book if you guys want to look at it. It's got all kinds of images in there. These ones are from a specific artist. I've actually downloaded her stuff before, and I think some of you might remember maybe when I did some dark fairies that had this style face. It's from the same artist, and I had found those online, and I googled dark fairies, and they had come up, and I thought they were super cute. So she does a lot of like this kind of imaging. Put these back in here. Come on. So I got my stuff here, and I'm going to continue doing her, but let's go ahead and get the bottom here done, just to see this one is a little too three-dimension with that, and that one's too big, so we're just gonna stick to these shells because they're a little flatter. I'm just debating on how I want to put them. Again, these are plastic. They look like like they may have been from Walmart by the packaging label. Oh, that's neat like that. What do you guys think? Yeah, I think I'll do them like that, because then it's different. And for those, I'm going to use some of my hot glue, just so that I can kind of get them somewhat flat. on here. Yeah, I think that's gonna look really cute. We definitely have to put one there for him, and I'm actually gonna use the yellowy one for his light, because I always think yellow when I think of the lights that they have. So again, I am part of Crafters Gone Wild Enchantment Under the Sea event, and it is hosted by Miss MJ, Miss Pauline, who's up after me, Miss Sarah, and Miss Brenda. If I got everybody right, I hope. But you can follow Crafters Gone Wild. It is a free event group that is on Facebook for anybody who might be seeing me elsewhere. And the events there are free to watch. And if you would ever like to participate, send them a message. We always like to have new crafty friends come along and join in with us. I think that is a lot of fun to have. Right? And I really have to clean, because there's blue everywhere. There's blue everywhere, guys. This is crazy. I'm curious if I can. Oh, yay, I can. I can ink this a little bit to make it not so straight white. Yay. Awesome. Okay, so I'm just using my oxide ink for this. Oh great, it did let me add some color to it. I love that. That way they're not just a stark white, but rather there is a little bit of contrasting color. Good, 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 good. That makes me happy. Awesome. See, look at the difference that made. Just a little bit. I mean, it wasn't like I did a whole lot to it either. I just came over it with my oxide. So, I wonder if how my blue would do then, if I did my blue. Yay! Awesome! I'm getting some colors on these shells. I love that. Way they're not just a plain old white just sitting there. Alright, let's get these. And I'm trying to think, what do I want? Hot glue. And let's put a little bit of Fabri-Tac on these just to have some extra. Well, let's start with the middle one, because the middle one is like will be like the main one. Alright, my friends. We are almost done. And I hope that you guys are a little bit inspired to go out and create something beautiful, filled with enchantment from under the sea. Whatever your enchantment under the sea may look like, you know, because again, everybody views things differently, and that is a plus, right? At least I think it is. I think it's a plus that we all have different points of view and different artistic views, because that way it keeps it interesting and not all the same, because the same is boring. If not, at that point, instead of humans, we might as well be robots. So I'm gonna go ahead and paint this other one. Alright, my time is pretty much up, friends. Make sure that you go see Miss Pauline. You can find her on the Crafters Gone Wild page. It's a free event group again for you guys to join, and you can go see what it is that she will be creating for today's theme. Thank you so much, Miss MJ, for having me. I really do appreciate it. And trying to finish this, but I know that that also means I'm probably gonna go over. So thank you so much. Like I said, this is my project. It's not 100% finished yet. I will finish it up probably after dinner. I gotta go get dinner ready and make sure everybody in the household eats, so that way hubby can take his meds and all the stuff. So thank you again, Miss MJ. I hope you guys had fun, that you're inspired. Hopefully you'll try something. I will put the link for the book up for you guys to check it out. But this is what she's looking like. I'll get the rest of her bling on her, and I think she came out really pretty. So thank you, my friends.